Okay. All right. So just to give everybody a little bit of background here, we rolled out yesterday a virtual merit badge Facebook group to our scout leaders and scouts and families and whomever else that makes their way to that says we want to be able to give scouts an opportunity to earn different merit badges virtually and use our merit badge counselor system to do that. Angie reached out as a comment on that page and says, I'd love to do that, but I don't know how. And I said, okay, let's video conference tomorrow. I'll walk you through how to use this software. And then that way you can replicate this when you're using it to teach a merit badge. And so I think first and foremost, you're just going to want to download the Zoom software onto your computer. And you can do that by just Googling Zoom or Zoom communication or something like that, whatever works, and download that software to your computer or to your phone, whatever platform you're going to be doing that from. I suggest a computer just because it stays stationary, it sits right in front of you, and it's easier that way than trying to manage that from your phone. But do what you got to do. Once you're in the Zoom software, you have the ability to do a couple of things. And what I'm going to do here right now is I'm going to actually share my screen so that everyone can see this kind of steps of what that would look like. So give me just a second here. I'm going to share my screen.
David.
Okay, here we go. All right, so if I'm in Zoom, can everybody see my screen there?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let me minimize that. Let me close that. Okay, so if I open up Zoom from my desktop, which is where my link resides, this is what I'm going to have in front of me, okay? I have the ability to schedule a meeting. I got the ability to share my screen, and I have the ability to join a meeting that might already be in progress, okay? Now, I can't do that now because I'm already in a call. So it's not going to give me the option to join another call because I'm in a call currently from my computer, okay? So to set it up, if I were to say, okay, I'm going to have reading merit badge tomorrow night at 6 o'clock, then I would go into schedule. I would say reading merit badge, 7 o'clock tomorrow night. It's going to last 2 hours. This is the start time. I leave this as generate automatically. Don't worry about setting up passwords. You want the video host for you to be on. You want your participants' videos to be on. You want the audio to come from their telephone or their computer. And me, I want everything running through my Outlook because that's where I manage my email from, okay? And so I would click schedule, and this is gonna schedule a meeting at 12 o'clock today. So now it's putting this into an event format, right? And I'm gonna send this to my boss, Ben Blumenberg, that says we're gonna have a Zoom meeting for reading merit badge. Actually, let's do this. Let's go back. We'll go ahead, virtual reading merit badge, okay? On next Friday at 2 p.m., okay? And so I'll send that to myself also. And then I'm gonna click send. And that just sent an invitation to those 2 people to join that reading merit badge virtual session. But what it also did, let me minimize this here. Give me just a second, let my email refresh. Okay, I'll go into my calendar, and here it is on my calendar already, virtual reading merit badge next Friday at 2 o'clock. So if I could double click that, now I can copy this information here at the bottom. Okay, and now I can share that with anybody that I want. So what I would do, if this were me actually running this merit badge, is I would go in, I would open up my browser, I would go to Facebook, and I would go to the council page, Sagamore Council's Facebook page. Okay. And then when that loads here. Okay. Oh, nope, that's not what I want. I don't want publishing tools. I just want the page. Here we go. And then we could scroll down to groups. And now I got the virtual merit badge class. And then in here, I would just post that link, right? And then would say something along the lines of, join us on Friday, March 27 at 2 p.m. for virtual reading merit badge skills. Okay, post that on the Facebook group there. And that way any scout leader is gonna see that. Any scout can see that. They can share that with their peers. And that Zoom link right here, that blue link, that is what will bring them into your conference call on Friday next week. Does that make sense to everybody? Okay. All right. So let me go back into, let me close this out here, minimize my calendar, minimize that. Okay. So from Zoom itself, okay, let me get into my meeting here and make this a little bit bigger. Hang on. Nope. That's what I want. Okay. Just trying to make sure I get everybody on the screen here. Okay, so I got 6 of us still. Okay, perfect. All right. So once you're in the Zoom itself, you're going to have some, let me stop the share here. Here we go. Okay. Once we're in the Zoom itself, so now we're all in this learning module together. There's 7 of us. Okay. There's some functionality in here that you can manage. So if everybody looks, you should have a black bar on your screen that says mute, start or stop video, invite, manage participants, chat, or pause or stop recording. Does everybody see that?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so that's kind of your management tools for this thing. So if you click on the chat function, you'll see that, you won't see because John sent something to me personally, but he had to step out. He'll be back in a few minutes. So from there, at the bottom, you can say who you want to send the message to, or you can send it to everyone. So if I want to send a message to everyone that just says, welcome to the event. Okay, now the chat function is open. Okay, if I wanted to send something straight to Grover that says, Grover, it's so good to see you today, but I didn't want everybody else to see that, then I would just change that down there to Grover Bishop, say, good to see you today, send, and now it still shows up in my log that I made that comment to Grover, but no one else has the ability to see that. Okay, is that clear to everybody? Okay.
Yes.
Perfect. All right, so that's the chat function. If we were in the middle of this call and we wanted to bring in a subject matter expert from, we want to bring in LeVar Burton from Reading Rainbow to come in and help us teach our reading merit badge, right? And we had the connection to LeVar Burton. Well, from the middle of this call, we could click invite. It would give us the opportunity to draft an email real quick and send that same link back out to LeVar to invite him to come into that meeting that's already in progress. Okay. If you went to manage participants, you'll see here on the right-hand side, all of the participants pop up. Okay. I have the ability to mute everybody. I got the ability to make someone the host. I've got the ability to turn someone's video off. I got the ability to turn someone's video on. I want to take Bob Samblin and I'm going to unmute him. Yep. Unmute. I'm trying to unmute Bob, and it's not letting me unmute him.
Okay, I unmuted.
There you go. So Bob is unmuted now. Bob's live, and I could make Bob the host. So I could turn this over to Bob right now, and now Bob is in full control of this meeting. Okay? So
How did you do that?
So on the right-hand side, I opened up the participants link, Grover. Do you
All right.
see that? The participants link where it has all the people's
Down
names?
below.
Oh, it's down below for you. Yes. So if you click that, if you click the participants link, you should see a list of everybody that's in the call.
Okay, right.
And then,
Thank you.
yep. And then on the right-hand side of each person's name, you would, if you were the host, you would have the ability to manage those people. So do you see that, Bob?
Yes.
Okay. So Bob, I'm going to take away your host options. Actually, you have to give me the host back. Sorry.
Okay. So.
Oh, no, I don't. Nope, never mind. I can reclaim host. Sorry. So Grover, I'm going to make you the host just so you can see exactly what we're seeing as you're the host now.
Okay. So now what do I do to get it back to you?
I'm just going to click reclaim. Yep, I'll click it on my end, and then it comes right back to me because I'm the host.
Okay.
But you have the ability from there to go to Erica and make Erica the host if you wanted to from there on the right-hand side of your screen.
I see.
Okay.
Well, Erica is currently off video.
Correct. Yep.
Able to talk. I see. All right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Angie, are you tracking on that?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So I'm taking the host back. Now I'm back in control of the meeting. Okay. And I've got this file on my computer that I want to share with everybody. I want everyone to be able to see my file. Okay. So I'm going to go to share, and I want to share this staff meeting agenda with everyone. So I'm going to click share. Now, everybody on the call should be able to see the staff meeting agenda that I had for my staff from 2 days ago. Now, this is a live document, so if I'm making changes in this document in real time, you guys would all be able to see what's happening in this document. Okay? This is very handy if I'm dealing with PowerPoint, if you wanted to show a PowerPoint presentation, and I'll show you that here in just a second. So I'm going to stop this share, and I'm going to go to PowerPoint, and I'm just going to pick up a random PowerPoint here. Let's just, I don't know what this one is. Let's just look at this one. All right. So I've got this PowerPoint here. I'm going to share PowerPoint. And now, if I go into PowerPoint mode.
Gear up for the open. Find your camera. Your call.
Now you see this in presentation mode, right? So if I was running a PowerPoint presentation from my computer right now, and I start clicking through my slides, I'm the voiceover. You can still see me in your little window, but the screen is now the PowerPoint. Very easy to teach from this method right here, okay? I can talk to everybody about why it's important to do school night to join scouting, the goals of school night to join scouting, what our 2020 focus are. Does anybody have any idea what the average age of new Cub Scout parents are? Anybody?
25.
Grover's got 25. Bob, you got a guess?
28.
41. 41 is the average age of a new Cub Scout parent. Okay? So I'm obviously not going to sit here and click through this whole PowerPoint, but that is one of the methods that you can use to teach from, is pull up your PowerPoint and teach with it from here. Obviously, like I said, you can still see the person, you can still interact with the person, but the screen is taken over by the PowerPoint. Okay? All right. So I'm going to click stop sharing, and now it goes away, and now we're all just in the conference call together again. Okay? Okay. Let's see. At the beginning of this call, started the recording of the call, so you can actually record your meeting. So you can send the link to somebody later, which we obviously are going to do, okay? But you can start, I can pause it. If I know I'm gonna say something right now that I don't want the world to hear, I could pause the recording and then pick it back up when I'm done saying things that I don't want anybody to hear. So I could do that, or I could just let it run, and obviously letting it run is not a bad thing. So we've talked about the recording, the chat function, managing your participants, the share options. Now, if I go back into the share options, there's a whiteboard option, and then there's an iPad or iPhone option. I've never used the iPhone or iPad option, so I honestly can't tell you what that availability is. But I can tell you that it's there, and you might have to play with that a little bit to figure out what it does, because that I don't know. But typically what I do is I either share my screen or I share the file that's on my desktop that I'm trying to share with everybody, okay? So I'm getting a lot of feedback from somebody, and I don't know who that is, and I'm just saying this in a hypothetical situation, right? I have the ability as the host to mute everyone. So I just muted everyone's computer. So whoever was giving me a lot of feedback in the background, could have been a dog, could have been could have been kids running around the house, could have been whatever, right? I have the ability to mute everybody or unmute everybody if I want to get everybody's feedback at one time. And you obviously have the ability to unmute yourself from here as well, okay? So I like to mute everybody when I'm in a call if I don't want interruptions or if I don't want to hear what's going on in their background. Like right now, Angie is talking to someone in her room. No, you're fine because you're muted, right? If you were in a teaching session right now and some kid was sitting in here, taking your merit badge class, and he's yelling at his mom from the other room, "Mom, when's dinner going to be ready?" Everybody on the call doesn't want to hear that, right? So keep everybody muted if you don't want to hear that feedback. I don't care who you're talking to or what you're saying to them. So it doesn't matter to me. I'll unmute everybody, and now everybody can be unmuted unless you have muted yourself. So it doesn't override it. So I just clicked unmute all, and it unmuted everyone that didn't automatically mute themselves. So Bob was muted all along. I can't unmute Bob because Bob doesn't want it because he's already set his to mute. Does that make sense to everyone?
Yes.
Very good.
Yes.
Hi, Veronica. I see you've joined us.
Hello. Yeah, we're hoping anyway.
Very good. Very good. Okay. So, see additional functionality here. Back to the point about muting. So, allow participants to unmute themselves. We just kind of talked about that. Allow them to rename themselves. You have the ability to rename yourself. If Bob didn't want to be Bob anymore, he could rename himself to something else. The Galaxy Note, someone looks like someone is playing with that a little bit right now. Or no, that's someone new that just came on. So I don't know who the Galaxy Note 8 is, but welcome to the call. And let's see here.
Brian, that's Scott Fleek. I just had renamed Brian.
Oh, very good. Hi, Scott Fleek. So we've talked through a lot of different functionalities here. I think the most people I've seen on one of these calls recently, we had 28 volunteers on one of these the other night for a council executive board meeting. I've seen upwards of 100 people on one of these calls before. It wasn't a call that I was hosting, thank goodness. But nonetheless, I've seen a lot of people on these. It's very, very user-friendly. And one of those things where you just got to get in there and play with it a little bit and get a little bit more comfortable. No one's going to need any of the very intricate intricacies of this thing. But the basics and the things that we've gone over today, I think would definitely put you in a position to be able to teach a lesson, to have some good communication with everybody, and be able to accomplish what we're trying to do here, and that is keep scouting going in this climate where it's difficult for us to continue scouting in a traditional setting. So I'm going to open it up for questions at this point. You can type them into the group chat. Actually, I would probably prefer that just so we're not talking over one another. So if anybody has any specific questions that you'd like to ask, take a moment real quick and just type it into the group chat, and then I'll answer them accordingly. And then after that, like I said, I've recorded this call, and we'll be able to send this out, post this up on our Facebook page, and be able to people can refer back to this at a later date. All right, there was a question. Can I go over the Facebook again? Yes. So let me share my screen. Oh. Let me go back into a browser. Hang on, guys. All right, share my screen. Okay, so now I'm live here in Facebook. Can everybody see that?
Okay.
Everybody can see Facebook? Okay.
Yes, your Facebook.
You can see my Facebook, correct. That's what you should see right now because I have my screen shared. Okay, so from my Facebook page, okay, I'm going to manage this as if I'm the Assistant Scout Executive for the Sagamore Council, right? So I'm going to go to Boy Scouts of America Sagamore Council, okay, and I want to post something. And I want to post the information about you having one of your merit badge nights, okay? So if I come back real quick, I'm just going to come back to my calendar, and I'm going to go back to that. Whoop. Okay. So I've got the link. Come back in here real quick. Facebook. Okay. So I'm just going to, I copied from the link that you created when you set up the event, and I'm just going to paste that into a Facebook post. So this is Ben Blumenberg's account. I'm just going to rename this. It says, let's see here. I'm going to say Angie. Hang on a second here. Where'd I go? Angie is inviting you to a reading, to a virtual reading merit badge class on Friday, 3/27 at 2 p.m. Click the link at that time to join, okay? And this is the link right here that we want everybody to click. And then I would just post that. And I'll go ahead and do, I got a typo up here. So I'll go ahead and do that. I don't want to create an event for this right now, but I went ahead and posted that to the page. So here it says, Angie's inviting you to a reading merit badge class. Click here at that time to join. So on Friday afternoon at 1:55, Angie's going to go ahead and go on and click that link. Well, Angie's going to access that link from her computer, right, as the host of that meeting, because Angie's already downloaded Zoom on her computer.
I think you stopped presenting, Brian.
What's that?
I think you stopped presenting.
You guys weren't seeing my Facebook screen?
No,
No, we're just seeing you.
your mug.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hang on. You guys should have been on there. Now you seeing it?
Yes.
Thank you. You guys should have stopped me. I could have moved that 10 minutes ago. Okay, so I posted it to the Facebook page right here. Andy's inviting you to a virtual class, et cetera, right? And then the scout is going to click on that link in order to come into that meeting. You're going to access that meeting from your account, not from that link, because you have to come in as the host, okay? So you would do that from your desktop or wherever you've saved Zoom you're going to come into that meeting from there as the host, and then everybody else is going to click that link to come in and join, just like you guys did coming into this link today. Okay, wherever you got that link from, whether it came to you in an email, whether you got it from Facebook, which are probably the only two places you would have got it from, that's how you came into this meeting. That's how your scouts would come into the meeting. You come in through the actual Zoom software from your computer. Okay. Bob, does that help you? Does that answer your question? Okay. Let me come back in. Let me turn off my share here. Okay. All right. Go over Facebook. Pros and cons for alternative methods of virtual communication. Why did we pick Zoom? So we picked Zoom because it was relatively inexpensive from a council standpoint. It's not extremely, so let me say this. There's a free version and then there's a non-free version, okay? The free version of this, which is the version that you guys are gonna download, has some restrictions. The paid version that we have takes some of those restrictions away. Hang on just a second. Okay, so the free version, that's a great question. The free version allows you to have a 45-minute window to conduct your meeting in, okay? If your meeting is gonna last longer than 45 minutes, at the point where you're getting to about that 35-minute mark, I would tell your participants at the 45-minute mark, you're likely going to get kicked off of this conference call. Wait 20 seconds, click the link that you clicked to come in the first time and come back in. It kind of fools the system. It restarts the meeting and restarts your 45-minute time frame. Okay, so it's kind of a workaround to the free version, but it's fine. You just got to come back into the meeting. You will see as the host a little timer at the top counting down your time until that happens. So as long as you're paying attention to your screen, you would be able to see that. So that was why we picked Zoom. It's very user-friendly and cost-effective for us as a council to use, and something that our volunteers can replicate without having to put any expense towards it. Okay? Will we be able to obtain help at a later date? Absolutely. If you need to call me because you need some tech support, I can offer you the best I can offer you. Obviously, I don't work for Zoom and I'm not a tech guy. I'm a Boy Scout professional, but I've got a working knowledge and understanding of this software. Obviously, I just had a 30-minute Zoom conference with you, so it's working. But yes, if you need help, reach out. If you go to Zoom's website, I'm sure there's some FAQs and things like that you could probably get to that helps answer some of your questions as well. But I'm always available if you need anything. Okay. All right, that's all the questions that were typed into the chat. Does anybody have anything else? I know we've gathered a couple of other people throughout the course of the call. I see Linda Gunter on there. Hi from DeMont.
Hey,
Anything else? What's that?
since we entered late, will we be able to come back? Are you posting this somewhere or?
Yes, I'm recording this. I'm gonna save it here in a little while and post it back out. So everything that you missed, you'll be able to get back to. That's not a problem.
Okay.
Should we record to be on the safe side? Too deep leadership. Yes, you should record, because for kids that missed something or want to go back and get clarification on something, you want them to be able to have that opportunity. For the too deep leadership component, you need to have another adult on that call. Okay. So in the instance, Angie, this all was precipitated by Angie saying she didn't know how to do this. So if Angie's going to do Reading Merit Badge on Friday next week, my job as working for the Boy Scouts, I'm going to jump on that call. I'm going to jump on that call and I'm going to make sure Angie has what she needs. I'm going to make sure she's good to go. I'm going to make sure that there's another adult on the call. And if not, then I'm going to sit on that call, or I'm going to find someone else to sit on that call to serve in that too deep leadership capacity. But we should always encourage those scouts to have a parent with them, or we at least need to make sure that we have a second adult get on the call to serve in a too deep leadership capacity. Great question. Great question. Any other questions?
Brian, this
Yes,
is
sir.
Scott again.
Yeah.
My question is, where are they stored and how long will they be stored? And the reason being is, let's say I do a merit badge with my troop, but another troop says, hey, we'd like to use yours instead of recreating the wheel.
Yeah, it's going to save as a file on your computer. So it's going to stay there as long as you keep it on your computer. So when you clicked on the record option, it's going to say, do you want to save it into a cloud or you want to save it on your computer? I always just save it to my computer, put it into a file, and that way I can always get back to it later if I need it. I can forward that file, which sometimes they're often pretty large. And so you might want to upload that to a Google Drive or something like that to send it back out, because the files get pretty large, especially when you're talking about a 30-minute or a 60-minute long session. So, but yes, you have the ability to keep that as long as you want. Okay. Any other questions?
Yes. Can you
Yes.
hear me?
I can.
Okay. I actually did my first merit badge last night on Zoom. But I just wanted to make sure, because what I did was I emailed all the parents to let them know that I was going to be doing the merit badge counseling. But I made sure that all the parents emailed me back giving permission for me to do this online, especially if you're going to be recording these kids on Zoom.
Sure.
So I made sure that all the parents email me back giving me permission to do so.
Very good. Very good. Yeah, that's not a bad step to take, but we can't do it without another adult there. That'd be like saying, hey, we're gonna have a patrol meeting at the church. I got the parents okay, so I'm just gonna have all the scouts in one room with me by myself. Right?
I made sure I asked the parents to be present as well.
Perfect. You did it just like this.
My next question is, if we are doing merit badge counseling, another troop decides to join, how are we recording their achievements for Scout Book?
So what I would just do at that point is just send a report, send a written report to that scout leader that just says, hey, these are the things that we worked through on the video conference today. Please log into your unit scout book accordingly. That's fine.
Okay.
Remember, we're kind of dealing in uncharted waters here, right?
Right.
This isn't normal functionality for us. Although the interesting thing is it very well could be, right? We could have just opened up in an alternate way to teach merit badges that no one is really utilizing in a large scale.
Right.
So I would just say simple communication back to that scout leader on, what was completed or what's a partial, and let them record it accordingly as if they were teaching the class themselves. That's fine.
Very well. Thank you.
Any other questions, guys? Okay. Hearing none, I am going to jump off of here. Give me a half hour or so to get this video downloaded. I'll post it back up on the merit badge page, the virtual merit badge group page that we created on Facebook. If you've not liked that page, that's where we want everyone to communicate through the opportunities that you're going to be giving scouts, is right through that page with those links, so that those scouts can go right there and either share those links or then click them directly. So,
Hey Brian, is that on the council page, or where am I going to find the link to get to that merit badge page?
You can get that from the council page. So you can go to the Sagamore Council and then click groups, and then you'll see it there. It's the only group that the Sagamore Council has.
Okay.
Yep. And it's also on our council website as well, under Scouting at Home. We've rolled out a couple of new resources through our scouting. Matter of fact, here, let me show those to you guys. Hang on. Share my screen here. All right, so everyone should be familiar with our council website. Can everybody see that? Okay, so on the home page of our council website, it looks way different than what it historically has. We used to have, you'd have to scroll 7 or 8 times to get to the bottom of all the information there. We've kind of streamlined that a little bit. So we've got upcoming events, which kind of gives you all of the different events that we have coming up and what the status of them are based on the outbreak. And then if I go back a page, come down here, we got a coronavirus update from Ben. And then we've input this Scouting at Home button here, which gives a variety of resources for parents and leaders as to things that they can be doing at home with their scouts, right? So some FAQs about rank advancements. This just came out yesterday. This is good content here about how to deal with rank advancement questions, what's acceptable, what's not acceptable, etc. Sagamore Shorts. This is a 30 to 40 minute online learning session, kind of like today, but today was just around using Zoom. We're going to have more of these over the course of time. We're calling them Sagamore Shorts. 30, 45-minute sessions, teaching volunteers and leaders and whomever else about different things that they need to know as we navigate through these interesting times. There's 30-day challenges down here for Cub Scouts, Lions, Tigers, Wolves, Bears, and Webelos that gives a parent 30 days worth of things that they can do with their scouts by rank. Scouts down here, again, a couple options for online learning, Jamboree on the internet, some merit badges that can be included at home. And then Linda, what prompted this was the Sagamore Council virtual merit badges. You can click right there to go to that Facebook group.
Perfect. Thank you.
And then some Scout Shop stuff on things you can be doing around the coronavirus. So that is that. Guys, I think that's all I have for today. Let me get out of this screen share here. Where you go? There it is. Okay, so I think that's all I have. We're about 40 minutes in. I think this has been good. I hope it's been helpful for you. For those that had no idea what you were doing when you got on, I hope now you have a little bit better idea. I am always available to help. I'm always a phone call away, or an email away, or a text message away. Many of you can attest to that. But if you need anything as we navigate these new times that we're living in, our council is here to help in any way possible that we can help. So thank you guys so much. Have a blessed day and have a safe weekend. Enjoy your quarantine in your house, and scouting will continue.
Thank you,
Very
Brian.
much for your time.
Thank you guys. Have a good day. We'll talk to you guys all soon.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Take care. Thanks. Bye-bye.